Alex had always been a very caring, loving and giving person, and this would be the ultimate gift he could bestow on anyone, the gift of life. My name's Jill Hall and I have 3 children. I've got Ashley, who is 28, Alex, who's 26 now, and Catherine, who's 16 and a bit. Alex, he was born on Saturday the 16th of April 1988 at 17 minutes past 3.
He didn't have a bad bone in his body. He was just a genuine guy and he was really lovely, and everyone just used to get on with him really well. He was really friendly. I never used to talk to anyone, they used to be laughing all the time.
Yeah, he was very football mad, very football focused, started playing in an under-8s team, loved it, and then followed through from Preston Gorcott and carried on playing until the day we lost him. Tragically, Alex had an accident and fell 40 feet to his death in the nightclub at around 10:15 p.m.
I had to break the news to Mum, and that was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Was ring my mum and tell her that Alex had had an accident and we needed to get up there as soon as we possibly could.
Arrived at Salford at 2 o'clock and to be actually greeted by the receptionist, who had a security guard or a porter waiting with her, who knew instantly who I was and took me straight up to ICU. We were told he was going to be having an operation. At that point I didn't know what the operation was, again thinking it was to repair his leg or something. Justin and Chris, the consultant and registrar, who came on shift in the morning and explained to us the severity of his head injuries, and at that point they wanted to do brainstem testing. I looked over to Ashley and her dad and just said, if it doesn't come back the way we want it to, I want him to be an organ donor. And they both said yes. Then obviously Chris and Justin came back in and gave us the results. But there was a blood tear that just came from his right eye, and it just sat there on his cheek. And I didn't say anything to Ashley, and she said nothing to me, but we both believe, whether rightly or wrongly, that that was the moment that he went, and that was his tear goodbye, and it was just me and her there. That's really quite, it's a really poignant moment for us. For all the sadness we are going through, a miracle was just about to happen. At that point we didn't even know that he was on the register.
None of us knew he was an organ donor, and when I was with my mum when they told him, and she was just like, oh, I didn't know that.
Then we met Rachel and she explained the process to us, or what we would have to do, the forms we'd have to complete, and then how she would go about finding the recipients. And then she explained the process around having to go out and offer out his organs, which I think we all found a really nice term. But having those little sort of terminology that's just plain English was really important. Rachel explained to us the benefits of to people that that transplant would have to them, which actually helped us through the whole process. And then eventually Rachel came back to us and said, right, he's we've got somebody for his right lung, his liver, his kidney, and his heart. So then I was left alone. I sort of asked to be left alone with him for the last few hours, and I massaged his feet and just generally just spent the last hours of my, with my son. I was concerned because I didn't want Alex left on his own, and I said to Rachel, you will be with him the whole way, won't you? You will hold his hand and you will look after him, and she assured me that she would. And then the next thing, she said, right, we're ready to go. And that's when things really began to be real for me. As lovely and as quiet, as dignified as they were, and they were cared for him. Every time they moved him, they did something, they talked to him. And that had happened all during the day, we just need to wash you, we just need to do this, we're just changing this, Alex. And they talked to him, and that was lovely. And again, preparing him, they told me and told him what was happening. And then I walked down to theatre, followed his bed down to theatre. I found that really, really hard. And I was able to say goodbye to him, and they'd have let me spend as long as, I was able to spend as long as I needed saying my goodbyes. And the last thing I said to him, Alex, you're going in there and you're doing something really, really special. You're about to give a number of people a really special gift that not many people are able to give. You're giving some people a gift of life, and I'm so proud of you. And I said goodbye to him. I was waiting for Rachel's call, and that was the only call I wanted. When it came, we just all jumped in the cars and were back at the hospital. And I just remember the curtains, walking through the curtains, and there he was, laid there. And he just looked like he was asleep. And when Mary brought the stuff in, she said, "Oh, I've cleaned his teeth as well." And I just broke into this big smile and giggled, thinking, oh my God, that is just the ultimate care, that they've cleaned his teeth. And I hold that and I tell everybody, and it's something that helped me through that morning. I gave Alex his first wash in life and was able to give him his last wash. I actually thought I was having a heart attack, and I went to my doctor and I said, "I think I've got heart problems." And he said, "No, you're not. You've got a broken heart, and that's grief." But on the upside, I wake up every single morning, and one of the first thoughts I have are for Alex's recipients. And to hear them say, "Thank you for allowing your son to be a donor and giving others like us a chance." And I always say, don't be silly, you know, I thank you. I thank you as recipients for now living your life to the full, remembering your donor and your donor family. The way they can say thank you is by living every single day and living it and doing the things they want to do, not putting things off, just getting on and doing it. Because that's what I've done, and that's what I've done for my son.